Hey guys, I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes just in case anyone pops on. Hopefully everyone's having a great Tuesday so far. I'm stuck, so hold on a second. There we go. So I hope, my nose always itches when I go on live. I don't know why. I wonder if that's something. So I just, this is gonna, I always say this, but hopefully I don't get too much on a tangent when I talk about the Kardashians, because I can do that. But I do want to preface a couple of things about this broadcast. One, it was inspired by Nikki Pebbles, so thanks, Nikki. And second, this is not what you think it is when I talk about the Kardashians. So it's, hello, who's ever on? I can't see, so please say hi. I have a massive delay on my end. But I am going to be talking about the Kardashians. Yes, they can teach you some things no matter what your opinion on them is. And the fact that you have an opinion on them, I'm sure everybody does. Hi, Amy! I just had a great call with Amy today, too. It totally made my whole day better. So, and please excuse while my cat completely destroys my desk. Okay, hold on a second. We're just going to have to do it this way. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's going to be an issue. She's going to do that a few dozen more times. Hi! Okay, so I'm going to get started. There's a couple more people on. Please say hi. Hey, Danielle! Hi! I know that the Kardashians are a very controversial topic for a lot of people. Whatever your opinion is on them, I'm going to ask you to put them aside for a second and try to look at them objectively. I know that's hard. I get it. They make, hey hun, I know they position themselves in a place where you either love them or you hate them, which is actually a really good business move. And they are fantastic businesswomen, but this is not what I'm talking about. Like I said, this was inspired by Nikki Pebbles. She was talking more about their business and their branding end, but I'm going to actually talk about it from a self-care end. And you guys who are in this group know when I mean self-care, I'm talking about, I swear to God, this is going to happen all day today. My cat. When I talk about self-care, it's about like the very things you have control over, meaning this is not about any of the pampering stuff. We're not talking about massages. We're not talking about getting your hair done. We're not talking about getting your nails done. All that stuff is fine, but that's pampering. That's not self-care. So I know that I differ on this with a lot of other people that will talk about self-care. I don't care. This is how I teach it. And because at the end of the day, self-care is really about making sure you are in the best place possible to serve the people that you're looking to serve. And so going on to the Kardashians, I don't know if you guys follow them or not. I've been following them on Instagram and Snapchat for a little while. I don't watch their show all that often, mostly because the show is meant to be what it is, and I really don't. Hey Jamie, how are you? Thanks for joining. I don't watch the show mainly because I just don't have the patience to watch a TV show, really, to be completely honest. I don't watch TV all that often anymore, but I don't have anything against them. I've actually always admired them for a number of different reasons, but I'm going to talk mainly about all three of them. But oh my God, my cat, I swear to God, she's such a pain in the ass. But with the Kardashians, if we can get away from the fact that they are who they are and they became who they came, wherever they came from, let's take that out of the whole mix. What if you do follow them in any way? I'm sure if you follow them on Snapchat, Kim has been detailing her whole post-pregnancy losing the weight thing very openly in there. Their Snapchats are almost always filled with them working out, what they're eating, with the a bit of the product promotion that they choose to do in there. And the products aside that they're endorsing, like even like the Fit Tea, I have issues with it, but it's not. I understand how they're using them, and I think a lot of people don't get what they're doing. At the end of the day, what they are showing you is that it takes a damn lot of work to look like what they look like. And if you're going to tell me that you don't care what you look like, I'm going to call you a liar, because we all do. As humans, as animals, because that's what we are vain. We go by what we like to see things that we find attractive, and that actually starts with us. It's really hard to find the good in other things if we don't like what we look like. And as women, that's a really, really big thing. That's a really, really huge thing, to actually look in the mirror and like what you look like. Hey Karen, thanks for joining. And so what the Kardashians, I've noticed, is a couple of things. One, Kim has had 2 pregnancies. One was very, very tough. She gave birth to North early. She had preeclampsia while she was pregnant. And she had trouble losing the baby weight after her. The same thing happened, like she didn't have, her pregnancy with Saint was a lot better because she went into it a lot more educated this time around. So she didn't have near the amount of complications that she did with her first pregnancy, but she still was very open about the fact that it has taken her time to get rid of the baby weight. And that is not the case that you see with a lot of other celebrities who are pregnant and pop back in with a 6-pack 3 weeks later. Like, that is not the norm. And it is so important to be able to look at, and again, I get they're celebrities and you can go on with like, she's got a team and like the whole, you know, money thing, whatever. At the end of the day, with or without the money, they still have to put in the work. They still have to eat a certain way that's going to get them the visual results that they're looking for and also not make them feel like crap in the while. They still have to work out. Those workouts that they're doing are not easy. Try them one day. They post up what they're doing. It's not easy. And like, if you take Khloe, for example, she was always known as the fat sister. She does not look like that no more, regardless of the weight trainers and if they have butt implants, whatever the case is. At the end of the day, your body is still the only thing you've got. That applies to them and it applies to us. And they take tremendous care of their body in a way that feels good for them. Like that point blank done and done. That is what they do. So yes, you can criticize them for looking the way that they do and flaunting themselves the way that they do, but they feel damn good about how they look and they work hard to look that way. And believe me, it is not a normal thing to be like, before they came around, really before the J-Los and the Kardashians came around, having a huge ass was not something you saw in Hollywood. It was not the norm that you saw in Hollywood. Everybody was this freaking pencil thin thing, waif looking thing that was going around. Now, if that's your natural shape, that's your natural shape. But their natural shape is not that. And they've made it okay for you to want to look like a bombshell. And that was not the norm. And they've empowered women, whether you agree with it or not, but they've empowered women who have those attributes to be okay with them. Because if you're a curvier woman, and by curvy meaning you are at a healthy weight for you, I'm not saying at a certain size, at a certain weight that is not impeding your mental health or your physical health in any way. Because again, we're women, we're very attached to that freaking number. It's not the number on the scale. It's it's more about, do you feel comfortable in your body at whatever weight that is? But they've made it okay to be that shape. Like I've always said this, and you'd have to know me really, really well to know this, but I've always said I could not have Kim Kardashian's body. I would not feel comfortable with a chest that big and being that short because she is tiny. She's like 5'2". She's a midget, all right? But having an ass like that and boobs like that, I am not one of those people that could have carried that. That's why God didn't give me those things. He knew what I could handle. That body was not one of them. But at the end of the day, she could be overweight, even if she wasn't in the public eye the way that she is. But she worked damn hard to lose that baby weight. And the first time around, she didn't get all of it out. Everybody was trilling her for that. She had a really hard pregnancy the first time around, and she wasn't educated about it, and she was really open about that stuff. She had a truckload of crap when she was pregnant the first time around. It also made it really hard for her to lose that weight. And she also had complications as a result of it. This time around, she's back to a weight she hasn't been since before she met Kanye. That was a long time ago. And she's done it, like she's been really, like she does the workouts. She's done it on Atkins. She's actually doing Atkins correctly. Not the Atkins that we all think of Atkins, but the Atkins that was actually developed by Dr. Atkins. All right, which is like a whole different ballgame than what Atkins has become now, which really kind of pains me because that man was a borderline genius with what he developed at the time, and it's been bastardized by the companies that have bought out Atkins and all that stuff to push products. But that's regardless of the point. She's actually getting nutritional assistance from the people who worked with Dr. Atkins. So she's doing Atkins correctly, and if you're on her Snapchat, she actually shows some of the meals that she eats. They're actually all on point. And she's not doing a lot of the processed stuff, which is why she's had great results. Kourtney is like organic hippie mama. Me and her could be friends. And she does that. She does it much more on the holistic side of things. She's much more on that end. And that's actually a way as to why she doesn't look her age. One, she's had 3 kids. She doesn't look like she's given birth to any. 2, and like she looks and feels phenomenal. Like, and she's really empowered in that sense. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get across. Same thing with Chloe. Like, she went from being the heavy one to being like this tall, curvy bombshell thing. And she looks fantastic. And what I want to say is that there is no shame and guilt of wanting to look good. But don't make that your priority and do crap to get there. Because I've been on both ends of it. There's a very different way. You can look good and do the correct things of getting there. It will take longer because this is not like a quick fix. Look at Kim. It took her months. Her kid's almost 1. I think the youngest one. He's almost 1. And she's just now like kind of gotten rid of all the baby weight. That's normal. If you put in the effort every day to do it right. That's what's normal. And it's allowing your body to be able to do what it needs to do as long as you're providing it with what it needs. So going back to the 3 of them, they're actually really great examples of taking care of yourself because they do the hard work. And guess what? One of the benefits you get to reap of it is that you look fucking fantastic. Whatever that level is for you, they range in their body types. Courtney's really much more the slim kind. The other 2 are curvy. Chloe's freaking a giant. She's like 5'10". Like, they range, like their body shapes are completely different, but they work at it. It is work to take care of your body. And the thing is that like everybody wants to look a certain way. They're not willing to do what's required to do it in a way that is going to like make you actually feel better from the inside out, not just get the external results and still feel like crap from the inside. So that's kind of like my little thing of yes, they're controversial people. Whatever your opinion is on them, go with it as you may. Doesn't matter how much money you got. Doesn't matter how many professionals you have to be able to take care of whatever skin condition or cellulite or any of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual work it takes to look that way. And if that is your goal, and we all start with something, I originally wanted to lose weight because I wanted to be thin. I'm the first one to say, being vain is not a bad thing. It is a human condition. That is what we are wired to do. So if you want to look good, that's a great place to start. But at the end of the day, if you're doing it right, you can both look really good and feel fantastic. And there is nothing wrong with that. And there's healthy, it means a whole host of different things. Healthy does not a certain size by any means. So if anybody tells me, I saw this place earlier where healthy is the new sexy and somebody thought it was fat shaming. It's not fat shaming. It's not healthy. That healthy is a new sexy does not mean fat shaming. Nowhere in there does there say there's a size or a number on a scale that is what makes you sexy. It is when you are actually taking care of your body, you will be sexy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Because there is an extreme amount of empowerment, that confidence we get from taking care of ourselves, that there's nothing else that can replace that. Knowing that you can handle how your body is taking, knowing that you know how to handle your body and how to take care of it properly, because it's different for everyone. But if you know how to do that, there's no greater confidence, there's no greater empowerment that comes from that. So that's my lesson for today. Hopefully you guys, I know we were a little low on the interaction today. I don't know if anybody has any questions on this, but I don't ever tout celebrities because I think a lot of them do things in a way that is very drastic and not sustainable. But the one thing I can say about the Kardashians is that they take care of themselves on a very sustainable level. It really is. They live that way because they know that it not only is it important for their business, it's important for them because they can't possibly show up in their business the way that they do if they're not taking care of themselves on that level. Whatever the end result is, you get to make of that whatever you want. We don't all choose to flaunt ourselves that way, and that's perfectly fine. That's their choice. But they are still taking care of themselves, and they're not doing it in a drastic way. The products that they endorse, they're supplements. Like the Fit Tea thing, again, like I said, I have my issues with it, but if that's something that I've done that, I've taken teas to help improve my digestion. That's exactly what Fit Tea is, and I've actually checked out the ingredients. There's actually nothing really in there. It's just a whole bunch of herbs. Like, that's really all it is. It doesn't work for everyone, but, if it works for you, it works for you. But you'll know if it doesn't. And they don't do it every day, honestly, to tell you. I don't really think they do. I think they do it for events and red carpet stuff. But I don't get the feeling that they do it all the time. But it's not a bad example to look at them, regardless of what you may think about their business, because they're actually very smart businesswomen. They just, they're choosing to expose a part of themselves that a lot of us aren't willing to do. But they actually do take care of themselves on a very, very primal level. And it's something that is important for us to kind of maybe extrapolate and work it into a system that works for us, because what the hell's going on here? Because it's okay to want to have that as a goal. It's perfectly okay. I mean, I love talking about being healthy and taking care of yourself and all that stuff, but honestly, I do it because I look better and I feel better. At the end of the day, that are the two results. I'm not necessarily the smallest I'll ever be. I also don't want to be that small anymore. I've been a size 00. It's not fun. And it really does wreak havoc on your brain if that's not what your natural size is meant to be. But when I'm taking care of myself, the size honestly doesn't matter. I just look and feel good. I see myself differently as a result. So that's what I wanted to leave you guys with today. And it doesn't seem like anyone has any questions. Hopefully you guys found this a little bit informative, just to look at things from a different light. We can judge everybody all we want, but very few people are actually open with that part of their lives. They happen to be, and you can't get those results by faking it. All the makeup in the world's not going to cover that up. So that was my message for today. I hope you all guys, everyone's having a great Tuesday, and I will see you all later. Bye.